Um, we are now streaming on YouTube. Today is July 5th, 2022. This is a civil bench trial calendar for beginning at 8:30 in the morning. My name is Brad Gardner. I'm going to be the judge presiding over today's calendar. I'm going to call the calendar. When you hear your case called, please make the appropriate announcement. I'm going to also ask if there's anyone that believes it would be beneficial to speak to the opposing party before we begin. I will make that time available if you request the ability to speak to the other side to see if you can resolve your matter prior to a trial. Position 1 is LVN v. Funding, Credit One Bank versus Jerry Anderson.
Good morning, Judge. Daniel Green for plaintiff.
Good morning, Mr. Green.
Good morning, Judge Gardner, Gary Anderson.
Good morning, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson, do you believe it would be beneficial to speak to Mr. Green to see if you can work this matter out?
Well, yes, if we can work it out, yes.
Okay. And I'm not in any way putting any pressure on anyone to try to speak to the opposing party, but sometimes it's better to reach a negotiated agreement rather than to go through a trial. Position number 2, Auto Vest LLC versus, I always have a hard time saying that, as Asignee for U.S. Auto Sales versus LaToya Thomas.
Daniel Green for plaintiff.
Okay.
If Ms. Thomas is not here, I would just move to strike her answer, and I could submit a proposed order to Ms. Moultrie by the end of the day.
Thank you. At the appropriate time, I will take that up, Mr. Green. Position 3, Darius McSween versus King of Miles LLC, Blake Meadows, King of Miles Enterprise, King of Miles LLC. Is Darius McSween present? Okay. Is anyone present on behalf of King of Miles? Position 4, LVNV Funding, Credit One Bank versus Elaine Alston.
Daniel Green here, Judge, on that case. If the defendant is not here, I just move to strike the answer.
Okay.
And Your Honor, that's the end of my cases. If I may speak to Mr. Anderson in a breakout room.
Sure. I'll place you and Mr. Anderson in breakout room 1.
Thank you.
You should be receiving a link right now, Mr. Anderson. You click on that link and you can go into the breakout room with Mr. Green. Position 5, Merchants Acceptance versus Melissa McLean and Dwayne McLean.
James Whitten for the plaintiff.
Okay. Give me one second.
Your Honor, looks like my computer might reboot. If it does, I'll get right back on. I have 2 more cases.
Okay.
Capital One and a Midland.
Thank you.
I'll wait to see if it does. Thank you.
Okay.
And if the McLeans aren't here, we'll have a motion at the appropriate time.
Thank you. Thank you. Position 6, Capital One versus Kanisha Edwards.
James Wooden for the plaintiff.
And then I thought I saw.
Kanisha Edwards is here.
And I'd like to speak with her, but like I said, I have another case to announce on and I might get booted off, but I'll be right back on if I am.
Okay. What was your other case, Mr. Whedon?
Midland Funding versus Juan Cano, and I believe he's here also.
Okay. Mr. Kano, do you believe it'll be beneficial to speak to Mr. Whedon?
Yes, if possible.
Okay. So what I'll do, Mr. Whedon, just in the interest of time, if your computer doesn't shut down,
Yeah.
I'll place you in with Miss Edwards right now. I'll place the two of you in breakout room number 2. And then I'm going to place Mr. Kano in breakout room 3. So when you're done, Mr. Whedon, I'll just move you over to breakout room 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see what happens.
So Mr. Kano, I'm now going to move you over to breakout room 3. You're going to get a link in a second. Just click on that link.
Okay.
All right. Position 7, Jefferson Capital versus Kiana Broom.
Skip Breeden for Your Honor, for plaintiff, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm showing that we received a bankruptcy notice for that. So I'm in the process of, we're in the process of filing a dismissal now.
Okay. Do you have the email address for my judicial assistant, Ms. Moultrie?
I probably do, but since I don't know for sure, I'll get that from you if you don't mind.
Sure. I'll place it in the chat.
Okay. And that is my last case, Your Honor. May you excused once I send that over?
Yes, sir. Oh, Miss Mary did it for me. Thank you, Miss Mary.
You're welcome.
Position 9, Sterling Credit Hunt Auto Center versus Alice Bowen Stevens.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wes Dunlap here for the plaintiff.
Good morning, Mr. Dunlap. Do we have Miss Bowen Stevens present? Okay. Do you have a motion for me, Mr. Dunlap?
I will, Your Honor, at the end of the call, the calendar asked for the answer to be struck and for default to be entered.
Okay. Position 10, Republic Finance LLC versus Keisha Grace.
I'm here, Keisha Grace. Good morning.
Good morning. Is there anyone here for Republic Finance? Okay. Mr. Washington, I did not hear an announcement from you.
I'm here. I don't know what is it that I missed.
What case are you here on?
I just saw Landmark, the other gentleman that owns Landmark, and I'm suing Landmark dealership. I know he's in this room.
Your Honor, this is Matt Stone on behalf of Landmark. We had the case set for trial about a month ago, and Your Honor reset it to give the plaintiff additional time to serve Landmark. And that's been accomplished.
Okay,
but I don't see Mr. Washington's attorney here.
Mr.
And
Washington.
I
Go
tried,
ahead.
I emailed her as well as I called her 3 times this morning, called her yesterday. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's an emergency, but she has not called me back. And I also sent 3 emails to her. So I don't know what's going on. Normally she will call me back because this has been going on for 2 years now. And she's always called me back.
Okay. Miss Mary,
Yes, sir.
could you try to reach out to Mr. Washington's lawyer?
And who is she?
I'm sorry.
I don't know who she is. It's not on the, I don't see her name.
No, I was gonna ask him to give you the information.
Okay.
Mr. Washington, can you put your attorney's contact information in the chat?
I've never done that, but I'm sure I can figure it out.
You should be able at the bottom see where it says chat. Are you on a phone or a computer? You're on your iPhone. You're on your iPhone.
Well, Samson.
Oh, say Samsung. Okay.
And also, I am on a computer because I logged on to both because I wanted to hear it just in case I miss one without the other. But if you want to give it to me from the, yes, I do see where it says chat on the computer.
Okay, click that button and then mark, put the contact information in because this is your attorney received notice in court.
I just sent over the phone number.
I see it. Okay, so we'll come back around to that. Mr. Green, I see Ms. Bolston here. I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna send you over to breakout room number 3.
Okay. Your Honor, can I make a quick announcement?
Yes.
We settled the LVMV versus Anderson case.
Okay.
I just sent Miss Moultrie our agreement, so that one's settled.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Anderson, you may be excused.
All right, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Goldston, would it be beneficial for you to speak to Mr. Green prior to having a trial? Ms. Bolston? Ms. Bolston, can you hear me, ma'am? Hold on, I'm gonna try to send her a chat.
Your Honor, if she is having technical difficulties, I would ask that the case be continued as I have a 9 o'clock Gwinnett Superior matter via Zoom that I will need to.
Okay, I will take that up. I'm gonna place you in with Miss Edwards right now. And
you mean Miss Bolston?
Well, I thought Miss Edwards was one of your cases also?
No, sir, I believe that's Mr. Whidden.
Ah, okay.
My only cases were positions 2, who didn't appear, position 1, who I resolved, and then position 4 is Miss Bolston.
Okay. I'm gonna grant your motion to strike and enter default.
I have the order that I'll send to Miss Moultrie on that one right now, Judge.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to send Miss Miss Bolston over to breakout room 1, where you are.
Oh, actually, Your Honor, let me take that back. On position number 2, we have a consent in that case. Can we just continue that one? That's the LaToya Thomas case. Can we continue that to try and resubmit the paperwork?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do Ms. Mayor, my next civil calendar is August 2nd. Is that correct?
I'm checking right now. That's correct.
Okay, we're gonna continue this to August 2nd. But if you get the consent done, just send it in
Yeah.
to Mayor.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Now I'm gonna place you in with try to place you in with Miss Bolston.
Thank you.
Looks like she's seeing the link now. She just clicked on the link.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Valdez, you're the witness for Mr. Stone, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Whidden.
I'm here now, Your Honor. Sorry about
Okay.
that. And I think meeting room 2.
Yes, with Miss Edwards.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Edwards, you can she just clicked back on the link, so you should be able.
As soon as I see the link, I'll go.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. You should see the link, Mr. Whidden. Okay. All right, Mr. Dunlap, you had a motion to strike.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'm going to grant your motion to strike. And enter default judgment. Would you prepare the paperwork and send it over?
Yes, Your Honor. I will email this over to Miss Moultrie within the next 30 minutes.
Okay. Was that your only matter?
That's the only thing I have. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Miss Grace?
Yes.
It does not appear that the plaintiff is present on your case. So I'm going to dismiss that case for want of prosecution.
Thank you so much.
You're free to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Judge, I have a quick update on the Bolston case.
Yes.
We have she's been paying every month. If we can continue this, we're going to try and just resubmit the settlement paperwork so that we can file it with the court. But she is current and has been paying every month on an agreement.
Okay. Do you anticipate this agreement being resolved relatively soon?
Yes, Judge, we'll try and get it out in the mail today.
Okay. All right. Ms. Bolston, is that your understanding?
Yes,
Okay, you can be excused, ma'am.
And that would conclude my
Thank
business,
you.
Judge. May I be excused for this morning?
Yes, you can be excused.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. McSween. So this is going to be position 3, Darius McSween versus King of Miles LLC. I did not receive an answer. You can unmute yourself, Mr. McSween. I did not receive an answer at the call or an announcement at the call of the calendar. Do you understand what that means, Mr. McSween?
No, explain.
So if either party does not make an announcement at the call of the calendar, that person's matter can be dismissed. And in this particular case, generally, if it's the plaintiff that appears and the defendant doesn't appear, then the plaintiff can move the court to dismiss the matter. And what that basically means is you've heard motion to strike, and that's the term of art that's used when a defendant doesn't appear. If a plaintiff doesn't appear, then their matter is dismissed for what's called want of prosecution. It means that they basically abandon their case. As a judge, I can't give you advice. So I'm being careful with my words because I cannot give you advice. So you have to tell me what you want me to do.
It's a company that I worked for when I was it was for supplement income, and I worked with them, but they never paid me. That's my main thing. Is just I just want to get paid for what I feel is fair for what I've worked. They had a contract where every biweekly is $1,600, but I'm not making a big deal over the $1,600. I'm just making it was for $1,120.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
First, let me put you under oath. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear affirming the statements you make in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So in a civil case, it goes in 2 steps. Step 1 is someone liable? And if the judge determines that the person is liable, step 2 is, do they owe anything? What, if anything, do they owe? So I hope that you've been paying attention. Let me do this. I'm going to dismiss the matter, or I'm going to strike the answer provided by the defendant because the defendant didn't show. Now let's move to what, if any, money is owed. So if you don't mind, I'll ask you some questions, okay?
Sure.
How much are you claiming that you are owed?
$1,120.
$1,120. And how do you get to that number?
It was, I think it was from how they have it here, King of Miles. It was a total of 7 days worked, 160 times 7, and that's equal 1120 total upon approval from the court. That's what King of Miles had have in their documents. And those are the days that I've also worked as well. And that's what they were supposed to have paid me. At the time, I was counter offering for the 1,600 biweekly because I work 4 days, 4 days out of a week from Monday to Thursday. I only took 1 day off, and that's only because my wife had to go to the emergency. She was very sick at the time, very ill at the time, I should say. Other than that, I've never missed a day. And when I worked, I never got paid. They said they was going to pay me. I have text showing that they said they was going to make payments with Miss Destiny, which is the human resources manager, and she never paid me. They were promising that they'll pay it today, but it never reached that same day. And it was just constantly till it lingered out to where I had to, come after them as far as trying to get the money that I work for, which is the 1,120.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna issue a judgment for $1,120 plus court costs. What I'm gonna ask you to do is place your email address in the chat.
Okay.
Miss Mary will send you a judgment form. What I'm going to need you to do is to fill out the top portion of the judgment form. Include the case number. And send that back to Miss Mary.
Okay.
And
yes, sir.
I will fill out the rest.
Okay.
Can you have that done?
I can have it done today. Won't take long.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Miss Mary, do you still have the blank judgment forms that I sent to you? Or do you need me to, okay. So you do that and she'll send that information over. I will get it done hopefully today, and it'll get filed, and you'll have to pick it up from the clerk's office.
Okay.
But give me at least 7 days, because I don't know. It should be done before then, but sometimes things get busy.
I
Okay.
understand. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. You may be excused, Mr. McSween.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Okay. All right. So, not you, Mr. McSween. Thank you.
Thank you.
We need to figure out what's going on with your lawyer, Mr. Washington.
I agree. And again, Your Honor, this is the very first time I've ever had this problem. I mean, she's always called me back within 24 hours. So there's definitely something going on.
Your Honor, may I be heard?
Yes, sir.
Not to be insensitive to Mr. Washington's situation here with his attorney, but we've now appeared here twice. The first time, Your Honor continued the case to give Ms. Brown an opportunity to properly serve Landmark Dodge, even though she'd been on notice for more than a year and a half that service was defective. Your Honor could have granted the motion to dismiss the case right then and there, but he graciously gave Ms. Brown and Mr. Washington an opportunity to serve Landmark Dodge and continued the case to today. We've now been here for more than 30 minutes ready to try the case for a second time. And Mr. Washington's attorney is again ill-prepared, or something else is going on. So I would be remiss if I didn't move to dismiss the case.
I understand.
Your Honor, can I say something, please?
Yes, sir.
I've been adamant and persistent to let you know, as well as Landmark, that this has never happened, that this is definitely a very serious situation. And we're talking about 2 years of consistency. Without her being here, it is definitely an emergency. We don't know, you don't know, I don't know what the emergency is. So I like to say that I disagree with Landmark attorney, that I would like to have my day in court.
Well, today is the day that's been set aside for you to have your day in court.
I'm aware of that.
The appropriate thing for a lawyer is to notify either the court or the opposing party as to there being a problem.
So with that being said, it was the court, Clayton County, who made a mistake, and there was a year that I waited. And we're talking about 1 day right now. And I had to suffer, not Clayton County, not Landmark, and Clayton County Court.
Hold on 1 second. Mr. Whitten, do you have an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, for this case, which is the Capital One and Kenesha Edwards, case number 2021 CM 13224. We've reached an agreement with a consent judgment. What we'd like to do, Your Honor, is prepare it, mail it to Ms. Edwards. Once she signs it, she'll send it back to us, of course, and we'll file it with the court. So I guess we'd like a 30-day continuance to get this all the documents back to the court.
Okay. the case will be continued to August 2nd. This is the only notice that the two of you are going to get. If you get this worked out before then, you don't have to appear, just send the documentation in.
Yes, Your Honor. And I have one more. I think I asked that your clerk, Mr. Moultrie, put me in with Mr. Cano.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, this is Miss Edwards. Am I free to go?
Yes, Ms. Evers.
Thank you.
It looks like Mr. Cano dropped off.
Okay, well, I'll just wait.
Hold on. I'm sorry. He's in room 3. Sorry. I'm going to move you to room 3.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Washington, I'm sorry. I cut you off, sir.
Yes.
I believe when I cut you off, you were saying that it was Clayton County's.
Oh yeah, that's yes. It was a simple mistake by a email that I had to wait a whole year, which I lost over $2,000 because of a mistake. Mistakes happen. I know Clayton County is not going to give me back the $2,000 that I already lost just from Clayton County itself. Not to mention that now I am in $33,000 debt because of Landmark. And I'm just trying to just settle this the right way. I mean, it's like no one is being accountable on, and then when it does happen to somebody else, it's excused. Now we're talking about me, and now it's no, okay, everybody had their chance. Clayton County had their chance, and it wasn't accurate. Landmark had 2 chances, it wasn't accurate. I have 1, and it's not even being considered.
How is it not being considered? Isn't that what we're doing right now?
Yes, it is, but I'm saying on the mistakes or with them not being present because it was given to, I'm talking about Landmark first. I guess the deputy sheriff gave it to the wrong person. I guess I'm not sure who that individual is because my attorney is not here. And then the same thing with Clayton County. It was given to the wrong person and that individual was not there. So it's like on both ends, it was a not being present. Now my attorney is not present and it's not even okay, well, finally we all have 1 strike.
Let me ask you this question. You're saying that you're out $30,000. You know, the jurisdictional limit in magistrate court is 15.
Correct. I understand that, yes. And that's what I'm suing them for is the 15. At least that's the maximum that I can do in a small claims court. I am aware of that.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue this to August 2nd. Under first issue that's going to be dealt with is why your lawyer wasn't here. These cases are supposed to be decided on the merits as best as possible. I don't know what's going on with your lawyer. I know she did receive notice in court to be here. I just don't. I mean, I'm inclined to dismiss it, but this has been going on for a while. And I do know the pandemic and all of that stuff has caused a delay. But this is going to be continued to August 2nd, but I need to, first thing you need to tell your lawyer, the first question out of my mouth is going to be why she failed to appear.
I understand.
And wouldn't be fair to you to have your matter dismissed because your lawyer didn't show up. But there's also the other side, the defense. They have a right to have their day in court also. Mr. Stone, do you have anything else to add?
No, Your Honor, I appreciate your consideration. The only thing, I do have a previously scheduled event on August 2nd at 10 a.m. I don't know, Your Honor tends to have big calendars, but deals with them very efficiently, I suppose. If it was the same as today, we might be in and out by 10 o'clock. Otherwise, I'm clear. I assume Your Honor's calendar is the first business day of the next month.
Yes.
That's September 6th.
I'm sorry. That's September. Would you prefer September?
Your Honor, I just didn't want to get jammed on time on August 2nd. So September 6th, if that works, that's the day after Labor Day.
Yes.
Joe, are you around that day?
Yes.
I believe so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. If Your Honor would do that for September 6th, that would be better.
Okay. Mr. Washington, let your lawyer know that it's September 6th. And I understand, things happen, and I'm taking your word for that. This is out of character for her because I don't know her, so I can't say one way or another. So it'll be September 6th.
Thank you.
Same time, Your Honor, 8:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay. May we be excused?
Yes, sir. You all can be excused. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Okay. Mr. Whitten.
Yes, Your Honor. Here with Mr. Cano, and this is case 21 CM 08362.
Yes, sir.
We've come to an agreement. We're going to send him a consent judgment, like I said on the previous case, and ask him to get him back to us. So if we could have 30 days, I guess to that August 2nd, 8:30 hit notice to get everything back to the court.
Yes, sir. Mr. Cano, if you would get that agreement back to Mr. Whitten as soon as possible. And if that is done, you do not have to appear.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any questions, Mr. Cano?
I believe not.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I have that other case, the defendants, I don't know if they've ever appeared. This is case 2021 CM 13473.
I'm going to grant your motion to strike the answer and issue a default judgment if you get that documentation over to us.
Okay. What is that? If your clerk could put into the chat, maybe the
it's there. It's in the chat. She sent it. She sent it earlier. It's the first. I
don't have
first
it.
message.
Okay, let's see. I don't have it in mine.
Okay.
Probably because that's when I was bumped out. So,
All right,
so
Let
that
me-
I don't have that chat.
okay.
Do you want me to tell it to me and I'll just write it down? Is it still, well,